that if someone in a particular community, if someone finds that the more that you deal with, if you're trying to establish a relationship with someone but they're mistreating you and you're treating them well and they keep mistreating you, do you just leave it or do you continue, or what do you do in that regard? That's a very practical, good question. What I understand from this is that, first of all, we recognize, our Prophet ﷺ said that لا خير في من لا يألف ولا يؤلف. There's no good in anyone that doesn't befriend or allow himself to be befriended. Meaning that ulfa is a state of familiarity. It's a state of accord. That it's a positive trait to lower the barriers that you have such that you can have a close and familiar relationship with someone. That's actually something desirable in the sacred law. And then to keep up a series of barriers such that people can't draw close to you is actually a negative thing, right? However, at the same time, that it doesn't mean that you open yourself up so that people can burn you. And I mentioned this time and time again, some of you have probably heard me mention this several times, but to me there's so much wisdom in it that this is the way to understand these type of things. As that Shaykh Abdal al-Saqaf, one of the great scholars of the Ba'adawi, that he said that people could be like wolves or sheep. So he said, if you see people being like wolves, don't be a sheep. And if you see people being like sheep, don't be wolves. Meaning that there are people that are wolf-like, and meaning that they will try to take advantage of you. They will try to manipulate you. They will try to, pry into you. They'll try to reel you in, and then once they got you, then they're going to burn you. There's people that are like that, and those are some of the worst people. Some of the worst people that do those type of things. That through the power of it, they reel you in and then they manipulate you. Nasallahu salama wal afiyah. But the thing is, though, is that you have to learn and to reach a state where that you know people's different personality types as you mature religiously and then just in general in other walks of life. Is that if you see someone that has a wolf-like nature, is that you have to, at times, growl, right, to ward off their wolf-like nature from you. Right? Meaning that you have to carry yourself in a certain way to protect yourself from getting your rights transgressed. And there's nothing wrong. Every believer should carry themselves with dignity. And that you should carry yourself in such a way that people will respect you. And if you feel that they're going to take advantage of you, then you have to set up a barrier so they don't take advantage of you. And at the same time, though, is that you should also be able to interact with people that are like sheep. Because there are a lot of people that are just very simple, very easy to get along with, and then those are the people that are also the most vulnerable. But to be able to, even though you know how to act like a wolf if need be, when it's with the sheep, you just be like sheep-like. And you have a nice relationship. And so that's generally kind of, how you have to deal with that. As for do you keep trying or do you not keep trying, that depends upon the particular situation. And that ultimately, that the high road is always to respond to any situation with what is best. And that you never pay an evil with another evil, but at the same time it doesn't mean that you have to befriend every Muslim. Is that as long, in terms of Sharia, as long as you're not intending to cut someone off, right, and you're not intending to forsake them for more than 3 days, then you're fine. You don't have to be best friends with everyone. And that if you continue trying, doors keep closing, then that you might not want to focus as much on that relationship, unless that you feel that it's someone close to you or it's someone in your family, that by being persistent, even though they're dealing with you in that particular way, that there's a long-term benefit. Then you might want to really think about, being patient and overcome. So it just really depends upon the situation. You have to know your limits of the law, at the same time, what is best from the standpoint of ihsan. Allah.